We'll continue our driver media availabilities for Sunday's Crown Royal presents the Combat Wounded Coalition 400 at the Brickyard. We're joined now by the driver of the number 31 Granger Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, Ryan Newman. Ryan, you started from the pole, won here in 2013. You've had a pretty solid run here lately of good finishes. What are your thoughts heading into Sunday's race?
It's just a great opportunity. Look forward to being back home again in Indiana and having the opportunity to race for that Brickyard trophy and kiss those bricks. So it's hot, and it'll probably be something we talk about on Sunday for sure, from what I've been told. But nevertheless, it's the same for everybody. So this is a sport where only the strong survive. The strongest have the best chance to get to victory lane, and we'll see how strong we are.
Excellent. We'll take questions now. We'll go first to Claire B. Lang.
It's working.
Claire B. Lang,
I told you
Sirius.
it's working.
Yeah,
It's
I think
just
it's
delayed.
the battery in and out. Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. What do you think the toughest challenge will be for Jeff Gordon? Obviously, he's a champion. He's used to winning here. He was talking about he had not experienced the digital dash. He's done sim training in the Chevy simulator. What do you think, the weather, I don't know if it being so hot is tough if you're not in the routine, any kind of a rhythm. What do you think, for a guy as good as he is, would be the biggest challenge for him getting back in the car?
I'd have to say the biggest thing that comes to mind would be people. I mean, they've got a lot of good people, obviously, at Hendrick Motorsports, but, just working with personalities that he's only seen from the outside, so to speak. I mean, he's worked with Greg Ives, he's worked with those guys, he knows a lot of people in the team, but now they're responsible for him and he's responsible for them. So I think that's, when it comes to making strategy calls, trying to miss the cone when you're committing to pit road on those types of situations when it's last second, that experience, that past experience, pays a lot. So you kind of get the inflection of somebody's voice is all it takes sometimes to make your own answers, make your own decisions. So I think that, with a big race like this with different strategies and fuel mileages, that something as simple as that could be one of the biggest hurdles, so to speak.
Additional questions for Ryan? We'll go right up front here to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Ryan, what do you think the reasonable expectations are for Jeff Gordon this weekend in terms of top 5, top 10, and what do you think is the most difficult challenge of getting back in after being out 7 months?
I mean, he's got the best stats of any, or as good as stats as anybody here at this racetrack as far as top 5s and top 10s. So I think that he's driving the same equipment. It's not like he's in somebody else's race car. He knows what he's driving. He knows the people he's driving for. So I don't see any reason why he's not one of the guys to beat. I mean, he's always been that guy here, and has more wins than anybody. So I don't know that it matters a whole lot. That it's at the 88 versus the 24. I think it's no different than it was last year.
What would be the most difficult part of that being out to that?
You're just getting a feel for the car and the tire, and I mean he's experienced this roll package last year, so it's not like it's totally different to him. But just getting a good feel and good balance for the car is what we all try to do. So I mean he probably has that feel better, obviously, than most with his stats, but doesn't mean it comes easy.
We'll go back here to Woody, then we'll come up front.
Woody came with MRN. Ryan, with the 2 Pocono races sandwiched around this one, there's often talk about how some things seem to translate between the two. I was wondering if you put much stock in that and if you think there are things you can take from here to there.
Yeah, I've always said the tunnel turn at Pocono is the closest thing to any corner here at the Brickyard. So if you feel like you're super competitive at Pocono in the tunnel turn, and not necessarily in any other turn, you have something to work towards or work with for this race this weekend. So yeah, it's there are similarities, but the tire's different, conditions are a little bit different, but it's a fun racetrack, and it can be a miserable racetrack because it's twice the amount of work in one given lap. I mean, you got to entry, middle, and exit 4 times, not 2 times. So if your car is good, it's nice, but if it's not, it's completely miserable.
Go right up front.
Jordan Wilson, Indianapolis Star. Ryan, you mentioned the heat already. Is there anything you can do to make it more manageable this weekend?
Go faster. Yeah, just be hydrated is the most important thing. because if your body physically starts to lock up, then your mind goes right behind it. So being hydrated is super important, and just getting the hot spots off of you. In other words, making sure that your feet don't get hot, making sure that your shifter handle's not hot, make sure that the bottom of your seat's not hot. Those types of things, those hot spots can kind of distract your mind.
Go stay up front here.
Zach Worrell, Butler University. With last year being the high drag package and then coming in with the low downforce, is it going to be hard to adjust, and do you really know what to expect?
It'll be easy to adjust to driving the race car. It'll be more challenging to adjust to how the cars race, not having this package here, and the setups that we run make it a challenge at times to race in dirty air. So we make the cars as fast as we can in clean air, and it comes at a price sometimes of how they race in dirty air. So we won't know that, obviously, until we get 40 cars on the racetrack on Sunday.
Ryan, thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.